Right now, 8:41. This is important whether you're negotiating a big raise at work or just trying to figure out a compromise for your weekend plans or haggling to buy something. It's great if you can, learn some things about negotiating and find some common ground with the person you're talking to. This morning, life coach Charlie Bornstein-Regera is in with the 5 questions, the 5 must questions one should ask. The thing I was going to ask you, thanks for coming in, first of all, what is the first thing you should ask for when you're in a negotiation? Let's say for a job as opposed to buying something and trying to talk somebody down.
Right. I think that what we want to begin with in any negotiation is figuring out where the common ground is. How are we both going to walk away feeling satisfied and fulfilled?
Because, I mean, in any negotiation, whether you're buying something or trying to get a raise or whatever, you're both looking for something in this talk.
You are both looking for something, and what we're really talking about whenever we're discussing a negotiation is how do we create a win-win. So there's some real information gathering that's needed. I really want to understand, if I'm in a negotiation with you, what are your key motivators? What is the strategy that I can develop that's not only going to leave me feeling fulfilled and satisfied, but you're going to walk away from the exchange feeling as though the negotiation has reached a fair and reasonable point.
So I assume that shows that you're willing to deal, you're willing to make some compromises, and you want both people to be happy.
Yeah, and especially, you in sort of the intro, you were talking a lot about coming to your boss and asking for a raise. That's a sustained long-term relationship where there are a lot of pros to establishing really good communication and trust and cooperation in the relationship that will last.
And I assume when you walk in, the first thing you don't want to blurt out is, hey, I'd like a raise. Or is it?
Well, so how does that fit into the broader needs of the organization, and what's your boss's point of view about that? You really want to understand that so that you understand the way to strategize around the conversation to meet the organization's needs, your boss's needs, and your own.
And the art of negotiation is not just helpful in a work relationship, it's helpful when you're buying things, when you're dealing with your husband or wife or kids or friends.
Absolutely. I found myself encountering a lot of opportunities for negotiation at Jazz Fest. Which band are we going to see next?
Okay.
And how do we come to an agreement that really feels fair and open for everyone
Well, let's go with the
involved?
5 questions. We already hit on some of them. The first one you've got is, would you help me understand your position? That's obvious. What's needed in order for everybody to walk away feeling satisfied? Is this a fair and reasonable term or condition for all parties? Why is that point or condition important to you and valuable to you? And that's showing that you care and you want somebody else to get something out of this too.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going into it with a spirit of trust and cooperation, you can build upon that throughout the entire negotiation process.
And then the final was probably one of the most important. How can my proposal be more attractive to you so you want to either give me a better price, give me more money, or move me up in the office or whatever?
Right, absolutely. So in order for us to really get to what are the key motivators for the other party, right? I may imagine that there are certain things that you want from me, but if I don't ask that question, I'm not sure that I'm going to arrive at what would be satisfying to you. And in the end, I want a deal that's satisfying to me, but if we're going to have an ongoing relationship with one another, and that's where most of our important negotiations occur, I want to make sure that you walk away feeling fulfilled in the agreement as well.
And I assume there's leverage on both sides. I mean, the employer holds the key to your job, as you do too. The more valuable you are to a company, the more likely you are to get what you want.
Yeah, yes, that is probably a general rule which would hold true. And the more that you're interested in how do we reach an agreement that's mutually going to benefit us both.
Okay, all right, good tips there.
Great, thank you so much.
And you give life tips to everybody on more than just business, right?
Absolutely, CrescentCityCoaching.com. People can take a look at the services that I offer.
All right. Speaking of helping people, we've got news about an organization that helps give disadvantaged women steps towards success.